Buongiorno amici! Today we have two special guests. I'm here with Caroline and Isabella. Caroline, where are we today?
Liguria!
Awesome! And Isabella, what are we cooking?
Today we are making focaccia.
Yes, I'm so excited because focaccia was created here in Liguria. So I'm really excited to learn this recipe. Isabella, how do we make la focaccia?
Very easy to make this kind of focaccia. This is the easiest recipe ever that anybody can replicate.
We love it.
Awesome.
So we start off with the main ingredients. This is our flour.
Which kind of flour?
Due farine, two different flours, which is 00 flour and 0 flour. That means all-purpose flour and bread flour.
Okay.
It is 300 grams bread flour, 200 grams 00 flour.
Awesome. Thanks.
That's great. So these are our flours. Then we have our salt, and it's 12 grams of salt for this kind of focaccia. Then we have our yeast. Abbiamo il nostro lievito, and we're going to use 6 grams of yeast.
This is lievito di birra.
Lievito di birra.
Okay, this is fresh brewer's yeast, but we do have a yeast conversion table on the course. So if you don't have brewer's yeast at home, you can substitute with other yeasts. If someone couldn't find brewer's yeast, what yeast? Un gatto!
Oh yeah. Bianchino! We call this ambulagna.
The ambulance?
Yeah.
Someone couldn't find fresh brewer's yeast. Do you have a suggestion?
Of
other
course.
yeast?
You can absolutely substitute this with active dry yeast.
Uh-huh.
You just put a little less. So let's say if today we're using 6 grams, we could use 3 grams, 2 grams, and allow it to proof a little more.
Okay.
Okay?
Awesome.
Okay, we're gonna use 350 grams of water. Part of this will be used to dilute the yeast.
Okay.
Great. We can start off. Let's make it.
Yay! Yay!
So we grab our yeast and a bit of water.
Uh-huh.
And we just stir it a bit. Now we are mixing our yeast and allow it to dilute in water. Here we have our yeast, and it is ready to be mixed in with the flours.
And so you're doing part at a time? You did
Yeah.
half at a time?
Yeah, just to be sure that the yeast is fully diluted. And then we start mixing, making sure it is well absorbed by the flour. That's good. We can start adding our water. Maybe, Caroline, do you want to mix it?
Sure.
Go ahead. We'll go ahead and add a bit of water at a time.
Okay.
Okay.
And make sure it is fully absorbed.
Okay.
Try and fold in as much flour as you can as you go. That's good. Something to bear in mind is that every flour is different. Some flours absorb more water, some flour less water. So you just go ahead and fill it. It should be moist, but not too moist. We'll put more water. Do you feel it coming together?
Yeah, it is. Am I doing it right?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Just you can even be more vigorous as you do it.
Okay.
Go ahead and be more vigorous.
If you're tired, I'll give you a break.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't have the arm strength. Okay,
That's workout, girls.
Your turn.
At home, can they use a standing mixer as well?
They can, but it doesn't require a lot of mixing.
Okay.
So you will see that we are gonna stop mixing in about a couple of minutes.
Okay.
So and we'll be good with that. Let's go with the
But do you usually do this by hand or
By hand.
Okay, so you never do this with a standing mixer.
Yeah.
Interesting. It is pretty thick.
It is.
Okay.
It should be. There you go.
Oh, this is the tiniest touch of water.
Last bit of water.
Whoa. And you're just using it with a fork, not even a whisk.
A fork. Do you feel it's coming together?
It's definitely clumpy. Wow.
Trust the process. Okay, we're
There
good.
you go.
We can stop. Now we are covering our dough for 30 minutes before adding our salt.
What is this?
This is cover that I use. It's from IKEA. And everybody should have this because as you cover it, it suctions up.
That's so cool.
And this really helps with keeping the moisture in, and it really allows it to proof really good.
I like that too because it's more sustainable than using plastic saran wrap, and it
Yes.
works better than just a towel.
This is reusable, and
Cool.
it's really, really, really handy.
All right.
Awesome.
So we'll see you in 30 minutes.
Yay!
I have some tomatoes from our garden, so kilometro zero, really, really close. And we're gonna cut and season them to go onto our focaccia before going into the oven. So
What kind of tomatoes are these?
these are perini tomatoes or San Marzano.
Uh-huh.
Those are pretty long tomatoes. They're very, very juicy. And also, how can we say, they have a very nice resistance in the oven.
Wow. They're so pretty. Like
They are.
love. And if someone couldn't find San Marzano tomatoes, could they use a different kind of tomato?
Absolutely, you can use cherry tomatoes. You could also use salad tomatoes. You know, the big ones, the round ones. You can just slice them, and have slices that look like this. So the section can look like this, and you just throw them into your focaccia, and it's gonna be great.
Okay, so we're gonna cut these all now.
Yeah.
So this is about how thick you're gonna cut the tomatoes. How many centimeters or inches would you say this is?
About 1.5 centimeters
Mhm.
to make sure they cook evenly and they don't burn in the oven.
Okay.
Olio.
So this is not mustard. This is olive oil.
Yes, this is olive oil. This is extra virgin olive oil. We're just gonna season them with olive oil, some salt, and some oregano, dried oregano.
This is so beautiful like this. I think everyone should have oregano like this in their house.
Oh, that's the perfect one. It really
I'm
gives
inspired.
out a lot of flavor
Is this from
in
your
this
garden?
form. No, it's not, because I find it really difficult to grow. I always buy it from the market. From the farmer's market, they sell it like this in little bunches. And it's
Wow.
perfect for seasoning tomatoes during the summer.
Wow, it's beautiful.
So off we go with our olive oil. Let's be generous. They need to be seasoned, not to burn, and to
Okay.
make sure they keep their moisture. Grab salt, not too much.
Yum. I just want to eat it now.
With this kind of oregano, what you want to do is, I'll show you how to use it. You just put it like this, and there you go.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay, we season our tomatoes and we just leave them aside.
Beautiful.
Wow, it smells
That-
amazing.
yeah.
It smells so like. It smells so good. I want to just line this up and sniff it.
Oh, that's good, because this is Italian cooking, guys.
We love some fresh
Nice.
oregano. So now we take our olive oil that's not mustard.
No, exactly, not mustard. So we are gonna make our salmoriglio. Salmoriglio, which is a seasoning, a final seasoning before the focaccia goes into the oven. And it's very, very easily made. You can just eyeball it. I will use a spoon and grab like a little less than a half spoon of salt. Our not mustard, extra virgin olive oil. There you go. And some water. And then we're
Just
gonna
water, oil, and salt.
Yes.
It has such a fancy name. Salmoriglio. I don't know what that was.
We love to romanticize cooking, so please let me do it, okay? This is our salmoriglio.
Shake, shake, shake.
You shake it.
Shake your sale.
Shake your salmoriglio.
Shake your salmoriglio.
Now it's been 30 minutes, and we go ahead and put salt into the dough.
Is this a fine salt or a coarser salt?
It's
Does it
fine
matter?
salt. Fine is better.
Mm-hmm.
It really melts away really faster and more evenly. So
That was a lot of salt.
it's 12 grams, and you know, focaccia
Yeah.
needs to be savory. We want it to be savory, so
Salato.
salato, esatto, deve essere salata e saporita. We're gonna mix our dough. As you can see, the gluten has started to form. And it's taking shape. It's a very liquidy dough because we've used a lot of water. That's what we want. And we're gonna cover it again. And we'll put it into the oven with our light on for 2 hours, 2 hours and a half.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a cute oven.
I love this picture.
So why do you put it with the light on?
Because the light creates a bit of a warmer environment and it allows the dough to proof better.
Have you preheated the oven before to make it temperature controlled? You're just leaving it.
Just switch on the light
Okay.
and it warms up.
Okay. And so now it just rests here for 2 ore?
2 ore, anche 3 ore. The longer the
Siesta.
better,
Okay.
but 3 hours is great.
Ciao, ciao. So it's been about 2 hours. Let's see. Is it ready? What do you think? Is that good?
It's good. It's perfect.
How do we know when it's ready?
It needs to be doubled in size.
Okay. Like the
And,
brioche.
Exactly. And because it's so moist, we
Uh-huh.
need to see the moisture on top.
Ah.
It needs to be a bit liquidy.
Okay. Perfect.
We are putting some olive oil in our baking tray. This is a non-stick baking tray, but a little bit of extra virgin olive oil really helps with the overall baking of the focaccia. And we're gonna spread it with our hands and make sure it's well covered. Like this. And we will move on to the dough. As you can see, the dough has now doubled and it's really liquidy because we used a lot of water. And so now we are pouring it into the baking tray. We use this little handy guy, our scraper. And here we go.
Wow.
Hubba hubba.
It looks so good. It smells amazing too.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh yeah.
Go.
Wow. And then you just jiggle it around.
We just leave it there for a few
Oh,
minutes
you leave it. Okay.
so that it relaxes a little bit. And
needs to
in
chillax.
a couple of minutes, we'll come back and spread it onto
Okay.
our baking tray.
Perfect.
So now we cover it for a few minutes.
Yes.
Like 2 minutes?
Like 2 to 5 minutes so that the dough relaxes a little bit, and then we can spread it all over the baking tray.
Okay.
Wait for our dough to relax. I wanted to show you something that I always have on hand when baking focaccia, but also bread. It is my handy dandy spritzer. And I use this to spritz water, to sprinkle water on the surface of focaccias and bread to keep them moist, but also to help creating that kind of moisture that gives the crunchiness at the end.
Oh, and so this is just water.
It's just plain water.
Cool.
And you also spritz it on your hands, you said?
If you need to work in the dough, you need to spritz your hand with water or also olive oil as you want, just to prevent it from sticking and to be a bit more gentle on the dough.
Oh, so you don't spritz your hand, like for example, usually when I'm baking, I have my hands covered in flour.
In flour,
And then I
okay.
use that. So you use water instead.
I use water because our
Uh-huh.
dough is so liquidy
Yeah.
that if I had to use flour, I would leave like flour marks on the dough, and they would remain like dry
Got it.
with the
That's a good
compared to
tip.
everything else.
Okay.
As we use water, we leave the moisture intact. Let's
Okay.
say.
Cool. So, get a water spray.
Spreading our dough, we spritz some water onto our hand,
Uh-huh. What a cool tip.
some on the dough as well,
Wow.
and we'll go ahead. We can spread it by picking it up like this. But you see, the dough is very relaxed.
Can I try?
Wow, it's
Of
really
course.
chilled out.
Let me spray some water for you. And just be gentle and go ahead.
Oh, it's warm.
It is?
And it feels like slime.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
That's perfect.
Okay. Chico, chico,
Let me touch it.
That's
Let
what
me
she
get
said.
in there.
And then there's just dry my hands here. Yeah, that's fine.
Is it gonna be too much if we keep touching it?
No, don't worry.
Oh, I
She
like
likes
it.
She does.
Le piace.
It's like marshmallow fluff.
Never tried
Oh.
marshmallow fluff, but
We'll have to bring you some.
please.
It's like pure sugar. That's fun.
Is it?
Jiggly jiggly. Okay,
Yeah. Well, that was really fun.
ready to add our tomatoes, our seasoned tomatoes. So just stir them around a little bit. You just go ahead and pop them in with your hands. Just make sure every bite has some.
Beautiful.
What makes the focaccia have that bubbly appearance or like lots of holes in it?
The holes, they come out with the good proofing, a good rising, and also the amount of moisture we put into the focaccia, into the dough. The higher the moisture, the bumpier the surface.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We go ahead and add our salmoriglio, which is the seasoning that we showed you previously. You just shake it. Yeah, shake it. And once it looks like this, we can go ahead and put it onto the focaccia. Just go ahead and pour it in.
Wow.
Ooh.
And now we're ready to
Put it in
the
the oven. All right, let's go. What are
He's hiding, yes.
what are our oven settings?
We're gonna go to 250 degrees.
Celsius.
Yes, between 250 and 250.
Uh-huh.
Static oven, no air, no airflow. And we're gonna put it in for 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay. Adobo.
Here we have our focaccia.
She's beautiful. Yay.
Came out of the oven perfect. And shall we cut it?
Yes.
Shall we taste it?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Wow.
Oh, lovely.
Beautiful with the tomatoes.
Yeah, seriously.
And here we go.
Belly.
On to the tasting.
Okay.
Yes.
Bon appetito.
Here we have a gluten-free one for our friend Caroline. You can do exactly the same with gluten-free flours.
It smells really good.
Cheers.
Oh, salute.
Cheers. Cheers, guys.
Mm.
Brava!
Yo. Very well done, girls.
Really good.
Di pomodoro,
Mm.
olio, salato, e fluffy.
Perfect.
It's so
Thank
good.
you for teaching us how to make a true Ligurian focaccia.
We're very happy.
Mhm.
Very happy,
Grazie
girls.
mille.
Thank you so much.
If you guys got to this point, give yourself a pat on the back. You did so good. Buon appetito e ci vediamo presto.
Ciao.
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 Isabel, what's your culinary background?
I don't have a professional culinary background, but my family is my school, was my school. My family is mostly from the south of Italy, but they moved up north ages ago. And so they acquired both tastes, both cuisines. And that was very interesting growing up. Watching my grandma cooking, my mom cooking, my aunties cooking, everybody was cooking. Even my dad was cooking. So that's it. I've always loved baking and pastry making and baking sweets. I took some courses, of course, before starting this new job. I took
What
a
is
few
this
courses.
job?
That's our new job, mine and Massimo's job. Is,
Who's Massimo? Oh,
Here he is, behind the scenes. And we do have this private dining business in Monte Marcello, in Liguria, where we are today, but also in Milan.
Oh, wow.
And we cook privately for small groups, and we also go to people's houses and cook there as private chefs. He takes care of all the cooking. I take care of the baking. We
Oh,
make homemade bread, homemade focaccia, homemade pastries.
Amazing.
Everybody's making it in the house.
that's beautiful.
It's very funny. We're having so much fun.
Let me tour the chef, the other chef. Massimo,
Hello, everyone.
what's your background in cooking?
It's very similar to Isabella's. In my family, everybody has always cooked, and so I grew up in a cooking family. And I recently started this job professionally. I took a few courses, but my background is basically my culinary background is my family.
Aww, that's so sweet.
This is a Valpolicella ripasso, which is typical from the region of Veneto.